All right, guys, let's take a look at this very cool looking G-Shock. This is the gst-b400mv using the module 5657. Retail price $390. You can still get these for that price point. I would recommend, if you like the way this looks, to grab it up, because at some point they're not going to be available. I think that's going to be the case with this one, and they won't reproduce it exactly like this again for some time, I'm sure. I think it's a very cool looking watch to just get that right out of the gate. But let's get into the measurements. So total width, which I usually don't grab, but total width on this is 49.5 millimeter. But if we're going to be fair and we measure without the little buttons and the crowns and everything, it's really only like 43.5 millimeter. And then the lug to lug is about 48, but if we measure like with the strap and everything, it's like 57. But you got such a dramatic turn down, it's not going to be a big factor. It's pretty thin too, at only 13 millimeter thick. I know 13's thick for some kind of watches, but for a G-Shock, that's crazy thin actually. So 200 meter water resist. It is the carbon core construction, is tough solar, Bluetooth, all of that. Yes, it has negative displays, and the handsets are similar color to a lot of the other colors that are on the dial, so it makes it a little difficult to read. We're going to push past that because it's a fashion watch, essentially, guys. It's a well-equipped G-Shock fashion watch is what we're looking at. Here's a case, look at the case back, so you can see all that information. You have quick release spring bars. I don't know why you would ever use those, because this strap is actually kind of a brownish color to tie in with the almost copper color. It's not really even like bronze. Like here's a worn out or patinaed bronze watch, and it's not the same. It's definitely more of a copper, like a really good clean copper penny or something. And then here is the gold colorway from the G-Shock Square line, and it's way different from that as well. If we take a closer look at the dial, which we will zoom in a little bit, right about there, you'll see you have some options there. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, the negative displays and the smaller screens are difficult to read, but you can read them. It's difficult to capture a lot of this in my video, in my studio, but the watch is just beautiful. Now, to adjust, you'll hold the adjust button down, and then it'll beep, and then you can go through and adjust everything. Actually, we could do that real quick, but because you see it's in Tokyo. So if we just scroll through, like my time zone is NYC, so we'll just scroll through until we see NYC. You can go forward or backward on this. And there's NYC, and then you hit adjust again, and then it'll automatically adjust it over to that time zone. And then you can fine tune that as well. But if it's received, then we should be good to go. It should be like 7:13ish, so it's a little off. No, that's probably pretty close. It might be a little fast, but so it's really close to the right time. And then the mode button over here is going to cycle you through. As you can see right now, that red little hand and that 9 o'clock thing, whatever you want to call it, is pointing in between the H and the L. So it's telling you the power reserve, and it's solar right now, and it's about middle. So as soon as you have mode, it's going to cycle through, and it's on WT, which is world time. So you can display another time zone down there that you won't be able to read. Same thing for the stopwatch. You can do stopwatch, and you can start and stop and all that stuff. Down there, you won't be able to read. And then the countdown timer, and then your alarms. But reality is most of us are just going to keep it in this mode right here and use it as our standard watch. Let's pop it on my 7¼ inch wrist. As I'm doing that, I want to say big thanks to my buddy Jerry. Yes, Jerry, that sends over a bunch of watches, which I think I talked him into stop buying them so quickly and slow down a little bit. But there it is, a nice rich, warm color tone on my wrist. And I don't even have that much of a tan right now, but this watch would look really good on a little bit darker skin, I'm sure. I like the way it looks right here, just on my non-tanned arm. Yeah, these are really cool. This is probably my favorite colorway of the gst-b400. And I like that they match the strap and everything. The buckle matches, and then they went with a rubber keeper instead of a metal keeper. Big fan of that as well. So we do have a light here. So let's kill the lights and we'll check the illumination. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. So there is a little bit of lume on the hour and minute hand. And there is the LED and the backlighting of the negative displays. So plenty legible, actually even more legible when you do that, because you backlight those screens. So, all right guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.